Islamic State. Fears grow for abducted Syrian Christians. There are fears that more members of an Assyrian Christian community in northeastern Syria were abducted by Islamic State militants than at first thought. Initial reports had put the number of missing at 90, but one activist said as many as 285 had been seized on Monday in Hasaka province. Efforts to try to negotiate their release are reported to be underway. Some 1,000 local Assyrian families are believed to have fled their homes in wake of the abductions. Kurdish and Christian militia are battling IS in the area amid reports of churches and homes having been set ablaze. Thousands of Christians in Syria have been forced from their homes by the threat from ISIS militants. In area under their control, Christians have been ordered to convert to Islam, pay jizya, a religious levy, or face death. IS militants in Libya also recently beheaded 21 Egyptian Coptic Christians. Kurdish offensive. The Assyrians were seized by the militants as they swept into 12 villages along the southern bank of the Kabar River near the town of Tamar before dawn on Monday. The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, a Ukraine-based activist group, said at least 90 people had been abducted, most of them women, children, and elderly. However, the Syriac National Council of Syria put the figure as high as 150, while the Afram Yaqub of the Assyrian Federation of Sweden said sources on the ground had told him that up to 285 people were missing, including 156 from the village of Tal Shamran and 90 from Tal al Jazeera. These were peaceful villages that had nothing to do with the battles. Nasir Haj Mohammed, a Kurdish official in the YPG militia in northeastern Syria, told the Reuters news agency. There are conflicting reports as to where the families have been taken. Kino Gabriel, a spokesman for the Syriac Military Council, a Christian militia fighting alongside the Kurdish Popular Protection Units (YPG), told the BBC that it believed the captives had been taken to Abul Aziz Mountain. Osama Edward of the Swedish-based Assyrian Human Rights Network told the AFP news agency that the captives had been taken to the IS stronghold of Shadadi, as did Syria's state news agency SANA. Another report said that they were Raqqa, 145 kilometers, 90 miles to the west, the de facto capital of the caliphate declared by IS last June. The BBC's Johnny Diamond in Beirut says the motive for the seizure of so many Assyrians is not yet clear. Our correspondent says it may be that the captives are used to as part of a swap with the Kurdish forces. Hundreds of Assyrians who were living in villages on the north bank of the Kabir River elsewhere are reported to have fled following the attack to the largely Kurdish-controlled provincial capital of Hasaki to the southeast and Qamishli, another city to the northeast. Mr. Edwards said 2 historic churches had been burned down in captured villages, one in Tal Hamaz and the other in Kibar Shima. The Syrian Observatory also reported that a church in Tal Shamran had also been damaged. Mr. Gabriel said IS had moved a big force into the area and were trying to take control of Tal Tamar. The Syriac Military Council had about 400 fighters in the area, and at least 4 had been killed in clashes with the jihadists. He added, the YPG has deployed 1,000 and 1,500 fighters. The YPG is also continuing a major offensive launched on a Sunday against IS, some 100 kilometers, 60 miles to the east near the border with Iraq, an area of vital importance to the jihadists. My friends, now the number is up to as many as 285 people have been seized. On Monday, this happened. So it's more than 150 Christians, my friends. We need to pray for these people that they can negotiate the release of them so that they can come back home to their families. All right, my friends, leave your comments and your thoughts below.